Good afternoon. Warm welcome here from the section D of the VitaFit Consortium, which is all about knowledge transfer. So this is the agenda. First of all, I'm going to talk about the conference itself, and then about the knowledge transfer, about the educational initiative, which is part of knowledge transfer, of course. And then finally, I'm going to give you a bit of an outlook and also talk about new publications. So the event today for knowledge transfer was an important integral part of the project because we have some results and some partial results to communicate. Don't forget that the project still has one season to go, so we'll get additional information then. However, we wanted to enable an exchange and sharing of knowledge between practitioners and scientists so that everything can be included in the project. And that is why we have come up with a number of options for exchanging knowledge. We have the topical islands outside. Those are specific areas or booths outside which will enable you to take a look at those that are of particular interest to you. Well, the VitaFit team, 30 of us, we have those buttons with the respective color. And this is really to encourage you, to invite you to come and talk to us, ask us questions, give us feedback. And this is a hybrid event. That means that there's an online community listening in, which is almost the same number of participants as the number here in Metzhausen, many of them from abroad, from non-German speaking countries. And in order to integrate the people who are joining us online, we have the online chat forum. And of course, you can also get a digital version of the live sessions here with the posters. So the posters are also on the VitaFit page, so anyone who's with us online can look at them there. We also have some panel discussions for you on peewee today and tomorrow on crop protection. And once again, our online participants are invited to ask their questions via the chat. So during the breaks, please use the time to network, to meet new people, to get ideas, inspire each other. And then this evening, Professor Fischer will moderate a wine tasting, a peewee wine tasting, with a nice selection of various peewee varieties from a range of organic wine growers and research institutions. We have a dedicated conference website, and that's also going to contain all of the information and also the recordings and presentations. So those are the topics many of you may know. So if you see green, that's all about crop protection, strategic tests, potassium phosphonates, etc. Yellow is all about cultivation, new varieties of peewee. And this covers all the cultivation and the style, etc. And blue is our Vitameteo color, anything about the Vitameteo system. And then we also have the purple, which is all around, and that's the knowledge transfer. Now, let me talk about knowledge transfer and what we've been doing over the last few years. Well, I already mentioned our website, the vitifit.de. We also have a newsletter that we send out on the various topics covered by the project. And this contains, for example, copper caps, styles, potassium, phosphonate, pewees, vitamitio, etc. We also have information on the strategic experiments, application in the demonstration plant sites that are also integrated into these strategic experiments. Then we also have a number of Vitamed media, such as flyers, brochures, posters. There are also descriptions of each of the experimental sites, and we also have reports on research projects that affect the topics that we work on, also from other research institutions, and they're also aimed at practitioners, and also information about people. One purpose of this website is not just go beyond disseminating information, but also to evaluate which topics are in high demand, where we have a lot of clicks, a lot of page views. And this gives us a bit of feedback on which topics are of interest. And now I've done this over the course of the years, and this is our top 10 here on the table. Place 1 is our Peewee brochure for download, which contains all the information on one page. And then now number 2 is the VitFit conference. And of course, this is also where people went to register, but also to get all of the information beforehand. Then we have a page where we invite people to join the network, ask practitioners whether they would like some dedicated information on the project and receive some brochures. Then, of course, always events is always interesting too. And then it gets down to the technical topics. We have number 5, video on microencapsulation made in Erlangen. Then afterwards, the descriptions of the demonstration sites, and number 7, copper reduction and potassium phosphonate have always been interesting. And we had a presence at the International Green Week in Berlin in 2023. And then we also have vitameteo and copper caps in test plants. So that was just an overview of the topics. There is also quite an extensive internal area that is important for the members and for the consortium. There are 60 people involved, and so at the beginning we needed to know who has which contacts, who works on which topics. So the internal area contains a lot of information in that respect. And then we also have the VitFit Termine. This is the events and also additional information on events. And then we also have an Instagram account with pictures and short messages. Our VitFit network keeps growing. Currently, we have 248 registrations. These are people who regularly obtain information on the VitFit project. And we have 482 followers on Instagram. This is our statistics, the user statistics of our website, just so that you can see what happens. Visitors over 16,000, page views 47,000, downloads over 2,000, and the average length of stay on a page is 3 minutes. So that means that people are actually looking at them and not just flicking through. So what are the communication channels that we've developed over time? These are particularly for practitioners, and this is an overview here. Of course, we have the website, which is digital, always contains the latest information. We have our Instagram account, our email network, and our videos, our folders, our brochures. Those are the analog media that we also use. There's been a whole range of activities over the last 5 years, and I can just name some of them. There are a number of VisiFit seminars, which are organized by members of the consortium, trainings of multiplayers, and also dedicated online or webinars on particular topics. The VisiFit team is also invited to join various events. For example, at the beginning of the year, the wine growing days and the so-called copper event. And there are also one-time events such as a Peewee Symposium, which took place in South Tyrol, or the one here in Freiburg. One of our highlights has been or was the information to the International Green Week in Berlin in 2023. We were invited to the hall of the German Ministry of Agriculture, and we had a booth there, an information booth. And there was also a Peewee wine tasting held by Dr. Fischer for visitors. That was very well received. And there are also regular network meetings. For example, there is a group on compost tea. Last but not least, today's conference. Which has been in the making since last October. There is one working package in knowledge transfer, which concentrates on the training initiative. And because we thought that if we want to put the VisiFit topics into practice, we have to start as soon as possible and to address the future wine growers and practitioners, and to also get their ideas and their feedback. And that is why we created a whole package, a VisiFit Project Week, which took place at a technical college in Rheinpfalz. They are at Rheinpfalz for a week, always theoretical classes in the morning and excursions and field trips in the afternoon. And they received a certificate, and it was also a Peewee wine tasting and a panel discussion. This was quite an extensive, varied, and a nice program. The students had to prepare for each day. They had a whole pack of documentation, and so quite a large number of members of the VisiFit network joined and gave lectures and classes. So it was a full week, as you can see here. And there was a test or an exam at the end, and the results were excellent, actually. There are also a number of network events that we organize regularly. Those are training events, and there was one that emerged from one of the VitaFit contacts. Someone contacted me and about a group of wine growers who wanted to learn more about peewee and crop protection. And they asked VitaFit to organize this. So myself, Dr. Ruth Walter, and Dr. Stefan Schumacher taught that event. Of course, I also regularly teach at our location, Rheinpfalz, the wine campus in Neustadt, where I present the project and sometimes also individual topics. I always think about evaluation, and that is why I always like to do online surveys with the students on individual topics. And I've been doing that regularly over the last few years, and the results don't just are not just reflected in the reports, but also in our VitaFit brochures. These are examples of some of those results. And I can give you an outlook for this summer. We're going to organize an EU project, a summer school, where I will also have the opportunity to talk about VitaFit. So this is my last topic. I just want to talk about two new publications that are fresh off the press. The VitaFit Knowledge Transfer series now has a brochure for Vitimeteo that you can find on booth number C. And it is quite an extensive tool for forecasts, as you know. So we weren't able to talk about all of its aspects, but we restricted ourselves to those that are relevant to the VitaFit project. And we particularly focused on the new module for peewee, with also feedback from practitioners and from the students. So it's out there for you to pick up, and that's our latest print product. And we also have a QCAPS folder, which we have compiled especially for today to give you the advantages, the mode of action, and the research results. That's on booth A for crop protection. Let me just give you an outlook for 2025. Martin Schmidt just mentioned this. We have the peewee database that is being set up, coordinated by Dr. Charlotte Hart, who is going to be out near booth D to answer your questions or give you any information that you might like. So thank you very much. I am delighted that so many of you are here, and so please do contact us and enjoy these couple of days. Thank you very much for your attention.